Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial in Happy Wheels on how to make a freeze swing or a rope swing freeze level. I came up with the idea in my level titled Rope Swing Freeze, and basically the objective is to grab the rope, swing it into the freeze area. It will freeze when it hits that area and try to swing in between the two gaps or whatever is next in the level. This idea of mine has now been copied into multiple levels, including Timer HD's Rope Swing Blue level, which has over 1 million plays and is one of the highest rated levels of all time. He has the same concept here. So I'm going to be showing you how to create this. First of all, what you're going to want to do is, obviously, take your character. The best person to do this with is the Segway guy, so you're going to want to force him and hide his vehicle. It doesn't really matter where it is on the map, but you might want to drag it down a little bit. So he's going to need to be able to stand upright for this to work. So you're going to want to surround him in rectangular shaped blocks. Next you're going to need a platform for the rope to sit on. You could probably make it around a width of 400-ish. Next you're actually going to want to make the rope, so I'd say 35 by 15 maybe, a decent amount. Let me see that. Yeah, that might be a little too small. How about 20 by 40? How's that? No, that looks too thick. 42 by 18? Yeah, I could work with that. That should be fine. So once you have the size you want, you're going to want to keep it interactive, but don't make it fixed. And collision, you're going to want it, I don't believe the collision will matter much. In this case, you can make it any color you want. You can obviously add detail. And you're going to want to take that block and copy it over multiple times. I'm going to make the opacity around 50 so I can see where the blocks overlap. So you want to place these all down and you want them all to be overlapping slightly. Now what you're going to do is pin them all together using a pin joint. Try to get it near the center of the overlapping part and in between both sides of the rope. That looks fine. Now let's go ahead and test the level and see if our character can pick up the rope. You can see it's very heavy and he can't actually pick it up, so we're going to want to change the density. Currently the density is 1 for these, so let's try 0.5 on all of them. That is better, but it still is quite heavy, so I'm going to lower it a little bit more. Now this seems just right. I'm going to actually make the density of the last one slightly higher just to help it gain some momentum. Like that, and there we go. That looks perfect. Just right. So next, what you're going to do is find an area where you want the rope to freeze in. So let's go ahead and make the height 5,000. Doesn't matter. And spread it out a little bit. And you want to try to figure out how far your rope reaches when you swing it. So nope, it's not going to hit that. Move it a little bit closer. I forgot to make this uninteractive. You don't want this interactive at all. Yeah, it should probably be able to reach this. Maybe a little bit closer would be helpful. Yeah, that should be fine. So, next you're going to want to actually take a trigger and probably make it the same width as your freezing zone. That's what I would call it. And make the height same 5,000. Doesn't really matter because you're obviously not going to be throwing the rope that high, but it'd look kind of awkward without it up there. So, you're going to want to make it triggered by only targets attached to this trigger, so make that 4. And repeat type is only 1. Now you're going to connect it to the very last piece of the rope. That is the part that's actually going to be sticking to the frozen area, the tip of your rope. So we will have, collision doesn't matter, we're going to set it to fixed. Once it hits this, it will set to fixed. If we can hit it There. Oh boy, that was not good. Now I came to a slight problem. Whenever I was setting it to fixed, it was actually snapping the end off. So I grouped the very last one. As you can see, I set it as a group and then reconnected it again. And now the problem seems to have gone away. I don't remember ever having this problem when I did this originally, but I believe it must have something to do with groups, I don't know. But the joints weren't working when it wasn't a group. So now that we've got that fixed, the rope actually freezes now once it hits there. Now the next step is to make the two pieces in front of the character disappear. So we'll just have a little small trigger down here. And it is going to be triggered only by other triggers. And what it's going to do is delete those two. We'll go ahead and delete self, and it will only be triggered when this hits it, and it will have a slight delay. So let's give it a delay of 1.5. So once the rope hits there, we'll have a delay, and then that will disappear, and I will be able to actually swing on the rope. Good. This actually is kind of getting in the way. Now I'm noticing a slight problem, which I should be able to fix, but when you see here, the top part is above it, and when I swing below, the rope disappears behind this. So in order to fix that, I think we're going to need to group every single one of these, and that should fix the problem. Once they're all grouped, we can then reconnect all these. Now we can go ahead and try that. Oh boy, that is not connected. Let me go ahead and fix that right there. Boom. Line it up, and now it should be fixed. Try that. There we go. Much better. To have a little fun, we can add some sound effects, so when it hits the frozen part, it actually makes a freezing noise. Let's go ahead and find one. Go ahead and add that there. And that is basically it. Here's the final product. Character grabs the rope, swings it into the freeze area, he drops down and swings to the finish. And that's the whole concept. Later on in the level you can add more things to the rope swing or try something else, maybe get them through a gap. So you can try to get different methods of swinging, trying to place it in different areas, try to get it up higher, and then try to crunch into a ball to gain more momentum, but then you see you don't go as far. It's a really cool idea, and I really recommend you guys trying this out in your levels. So if you did enjoy the video, remember to leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.